there isn't likely to be a war. It is not in the best interest of the United States of America, or even China's. Alternatively, Russia, however, the military cannot simply refuse to prepare for a fight just in case. China has been one of the world's fastest growing countries with one of the world's most successful, strong, and dependable militaries. Previously, China was more secretive about its military, but today we have discovered some of China's most dangerous military equipment, so stay tuned as we go through them. China increased its yearly defense budget by 7.1 to USD 230 billion from USD 209 billion last year, more than double India's military spending. According to the draft budget recommendations given by Premier Li Keqiang to the National People's Congress, the country's parliament, the Chinese government has requested a 1.45 trillion yuan, or USD 230 billion, defense budget for the fiscal year 2022, an increase of 7.1% year on year. So, with this type of funding, what kind of crazy military equipment do you think you could get? Well, first of all, you would be getting this: the VT-4. The VT-4 is a Chinese main battle tank that was designed with export in mind. The MBT-3000 is another name for it. Norinco is the company in charge of marketing it. This tank may be thought of as a simpler export variant of China's Type 99G tank. The VT-4 is comparable to the Type 99G, which is now in service with the People's Liberation Army. However, it lacks features like sights, a motor, and a cannon. It is now the most competent Chinese tank available for export. Modern Western MBTs, on the other hand, are no match for it. The VT-4 MBT-3000's primary armament is a 125mm smoothbore cannon with a thermal sleeve and fume extractor. It is led by an automated loader that can contain a total of 22 bullets and charges at a rate of 8 per minute. A total of 38 rounds of main ammunition may be carried by the MBT-3000. The kinetic energy penetrator, high explosive squash head, and high explosive anti-tank warhead are examples of distinct loading ammunition that may be fired by the 125mm smoothbore cannon. A 7.62mm machine gun is mounted to the right of the cannon as a coaxial armament. A remote weapon station equipped with a 12.7mm heavy machine gun sits atop the commander's cupola, ready to engage ground and airborne targets. A bank of 6 electrically powered smoke grenade launchers is mounted on either side of the turret and shoots forward. The tank also comes with a suite of guided weaponry, including a guided missile, the 9K-119 Reflex, with a range of up to 5 kilometers. This missile is manufactured under license in China. Type 99. Type 99 is a good tank with the proper combination of current armored systems. However, it is still not up to the Abrams' standard. It boasts a more effective active protection system than the Abrams and most other NATO tanks, as well as a bigger cannon. These Chinese Type 99 combines an extended T-72 hull with a Western-style turret influenced in part by the German Leopard 2. The vehicle first appeared in a National Day parade in 1999 as the Type 98 prototype tank, before being renamed the Type 99 and entering service in 2001. Type 99 features a slightly bigger 125mm cannon with an autoloader than the bulk of the NATO countries, which normally have 120mm main guns. The autoloader is in charge of reducing the crew to 3 members. The diesel engine type on Type 99 produces 1,500 horsepower and has outstanding mobility because of its relatively low weight. It weighs roughly 55 tons, whereas the biggest M1 Abrams version weighs over 70 tons. Type 99 is equipped with composite panel armor, as well as applique explosive reactive armor panels, which may likely resist tandem charge warheads. It incorporates an active protection system called the GL5 Active Protection System, in addition to ERA paneling. It can reportedly monitor oncoming warheads and anti-tank missiles from a distance of 100 meters and fire 2 miniature interceptors against them. A 12.7mm heavy machine gun and a coaxial 7.62mm medium machine gun are standard on most variants. Although, This is theoretical. It appears that neither machine gun is remotely controlled. Hypersonic missiles. The DFZF hypersonic glide vehicle is China's principal hypersonic missile, but the country is also developing a variety of hypersonic components and has even tested an anti-ship ballistic missile that flies at hypersonic speed as it approaches its target. Glide vehicles, such as the DFZF, may be attached to a number of existing missiles to increase their range and speed by up to 50%. The missiles are also a huge threat on a tactical level, as they limit the effectiveness of current Navy fleet defenses. If China and the United States fight toe-to-toe in the Pacific, these hypersonic missiles will pose a serious danger to the fleet at sea, as well as the Army, Air Force, and Marine Corps on shore. The Chengdu J-10. The Chengdu J-10, often known as the Vigorous Dragon in Chinese or the Firebird in NATO, is the aircraft for today. This is a multi-role fighter jet that is lightweight and capable of flying in all weather conditions. The Chengdu J-10 was developed by the CAC, the Chengdu Aircraft Corporation, for use by the PLAAF, People's Liberation Army Air Force. The project began several years before it was officially labeled as Project 8610, in response to China's need for a fighter jet with the same capabilities as Russia's and the United States' fourth-generation fighters. 6 Chengdu J-10 prototypes were built in the late 1990s, and all 6 were flown on March 22nd and 23rd, 1998 by a single pilot called Li Kuang. The Chengdu J-10 is propelled by a single engine, which can be a Wouxun WS-10A Taihang or a Saturn Lyulka AL-31FN. Both of them are afterburning turbofan jet engines capable of producing a thrust of 29,101 pounds-of-foot torque. With this much power, the jet can reach a peak speed of roughly 1,452 miles per hour, giving it a combat range of 1,118 miles and a service ceiling of 65,617 feet. The Chengdu J-10's conventional armament consists of a pair of 23mm twin-barrel Type 23-2 cannons positioned beneath the intakes near the landing gear. The Chengdu J-10, like many other multi-role fighters, has a plethora of armament hardpoints, totaling 11 in all. The PL-8, PL-9, PL-11, PL-12 medium-range missiles are used by aircraft in air-to-air combat. H-20 stealth bomber. Technically, China's new stealth bomber is still a secret, but details are starting to trickle out, and it seems to feature a flying wing like the B-2 Spirit. If its radar absorption, spoofing, and infrared masking are similar to the B-2's, China may be able to fly past American defenses and strike at radar and missile sites, allowing conventional aircraft to fly freely. The H-20 is a nuclear-capable, but it's the plain door kicking capabilities that make the difference in a conventional flight. Although the United States defenses rely on a spread network of sensors and interceptions, a few successful strikes on Ticonderoga cruisers and Arleigh Burke destroyers may nevertheless open a breach to the center of a carrier strike group. J-11. The Shenyang J-11 is a Chinese clone of the Sukhoi Su-27 flanker multi-role fighter from Russia. It was an authorized replica at first, but Chinese intentions to adapt it with locally made technology turned it into a reverse-engineered problem for Russian business. The J-11, as well as the flanker-derived J-15 and J-16, have been at the forefront of Chinese attempts to develop long-range fourth-generation fighters capable of competing in the waters around China, if only Chinese engineers could iron out the kinks in their natively built jet engines. The pilot displays in the glass cockpit, the onboard oxygenator, which helps keep the pilot aware at high altitudes or while conducting tight maneuvers, and the optical missile approach warning system are all new features on the J-11. When it comes to firepower, the J-11 is no slouch, boasting many guns. Gryazev Shupanov GSH-31 gun with 150 rounds and a 30mm caliber, 2 under the fuselage, 2 under the air ducts, 4 under the wings, and 2 on the wingtips, with possibilities for carrying combinations of PL-12, PL-9, PL-8, Vimpel R-77, Vimpel R-27, Vimpel R-73 rockets. A launcher for unguided rockets and free-falling cluster bombs. Type 072A LST, the landing ship of China. China possesses 15 of these Type 072A landing ships, which are part of a broader family of landing ships. They have the capacity to transport up to 10 tanks, as well as a hovercraft, 4 landing craft, 250 troops, and a helicopter. All of that cargo can be unloaded swiftly on most beaches, and the ship's 30mm cannon can protect it during the operation, allowing an armored or infantry unit to descend directly into action. These ships suggest that if US soldiers are racing against China to capture important islands or defend American-held territory, China will be able to utilize whatever toehold it wins fast. JL-2. The new Chinese JL-2 SLBM is linked with the Jin-class bomber, and it has significantly more cables than the JL-1 missile that was paired with the Xia-class bomber. The missile has a range of 7,400 kilometers. According to the publication, the Jin-class and the JL-2 will provide the PLA Navy with its first viable sea-based nuclear deterrent, according to a study from the Office of Naval Intelligence. The missiles may reach Alaska or the US West Coast. According to unsubstantiated news sources, the JL-2 is a 3-stage missile capable of delivering 3 to 6 warheads, each with a yield of 90 kilotons, or a single warhead with a yield of 250 to 1,000 kilotons. So what did you think of these crazy military weapons mentioned in the video today? And where do you project China's military in the next 10 years? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.